and playing, and if it were a regular season stretch, they would not have been playing.
Right.
Their best player in Nikola Jokic was not even close to good enough. Their second best player in Jamal Murray, not even close to good enough. And the guy that's supposed to be their fifth option in Christian Brown, well, he was good enough. He was their best player, but as I just mentioned, he's supposed to be the fifth option, Cecil.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the guy that you're looking to when things are a little bit off for your third and fourth guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope Christian steps up this game. He stepped up in a complete way. Tomorrow's show will be whether or not you want Christian here for the long term. That's tomorrow. Today, it's about reaction to this game. Today, it's about why wasn't Nikola Jokic taking more shots? Why was he so frustrated by Caruso guarding him? Why was that not an adjustment that, one, was expected from David Adelman, who seems like he already has the job? Why was Nikola so bad? In the brightest moment, when it's Game 7 and it's win or go home, why wasn't he Nikola? And that's the main thing. The expectation level is there. He's the best player on the planet. Check that box, okay? But why, with the expectation of him to be not 50 points, but like, okay, can you score 35? Kind of need you to. And he goes out there and he takes 9 shots? And Caruso's working him on the defense? Yes, fouling him all the time. Yes, not getting calls. Yes, not responding to the physical play. Why was he so out of his element yesterday? Why was it not Nikola yesterday? Looked like an imposter out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, why that term you used about like hesitating to match the physicality? I've never seen it. It was foreign to me yesterday watching that. He's usually, hey, I'm going to back into you. I'm going to back into you. I'm going to back into you.
Right.
You're going to have to flop, and then we're going to have to make the referee make a decision.
Yep.
He didn't even, I mean, he tried that a couple of times and realized, well, Caruso's a little bit stronger at the core than maybe he thought he was. Oh, and by the way, there's 2 more defenders there outside of Alex Caruso that you're going to have to deal with. Now, could Joker have made a bigger impact had he gotten some help from guys that could shoot the rock? Jamal Murray went 1 of 8 from 3. Michael Porter Jr. was 0 of 4. Aaron Gordon, 1 of 3. Christian Brown, who we just said was the best player, not from shooting the 3, 2 of 9 from 3. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of passing options, so it's just, I guess I got to go against these 3 guys and see what it was, but he wasn't even up for that challenge.
Yeah, he wasn't up for that challenge, and I think that game plan that OKC had to handle Nikola is so disrespectful to the construction of the Nuggets. It just tells you everything you need to know. Let Michael Porter Jr. beat you, because he's not. Let Christian Brown beat you, because he's not.
Yeah.
Let Jamal Murray beat you, maybe, but he has to be on, and he has not been on. He's been good, but he hasn't been playoff Jamal. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been taken over the top Jamal. Like, their whole game plan is like, we're not going to let Joker beat us. And they won going away. This game was embarrassing. It was not fun to watch. It's a bad taste in your mouth for the offseason. And what makes it worse is after this bad taste, we have so many people and Nuggets fans on Twitter saying, just keep it together. Just get guys healthy. Jamal will be better. MPJ will be better. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Bless you. Bless you twice.
Thank you.
I don't think that's the case with this team and with those 2 players specifically. So you've got to make some changes so you can build around Joker and get back to a championship. In a year where everything was wide open, you dropped the ball. And that's what makes the loss a big loss, an embarrassing loss, but disgusting based on what was ahead of you and what could have been in your future, which is a parade.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, I mean, like I said, it's so wide open. It is so wide open in the NBA right now. There'll be a new team winning a championship. Cecil, we're going to go 7 straight years with a new champion. That's never happened in the history of the NBA. 7 straight years, a new champion. It was right there for the Nuggets to win this thing. The Celtics are done. And obviously were because of Tatum. The Knicks and Pacers are actually playing some really good basketball right now. I think Minnesota is going to advance there, but I mean, it was the Nuggets could beat any of the 4 teams that were remaining if they had beat the Thunder. And maybe I should say 3 because they didn't beat the Thunder. It's just so disappointing. It starts with Nikola Jokic. I mean, it starts at the top, Josh Kroenke letting this thing get to the place that it got to. Then it goes to Michael Malone and Calvin Booth for not being big enough men to bury a hatchet for the sake of the team. But when it just comes to the players, Joker. And I mean, this might be the first time. You remember last year in the playoff run when it wasn't Game 7. Was it Game 7? Help me out, text line 303-713-1043. That death stare. Remember, he's just sitting off to the side by himself and kind of just blank stared into like, what the hell happened here?
Right. How did we get here?
Like, I didn't even see that from Joker yesterday.
No.
And that's worrisome for me because last year you go, oh, bleep.
Uh-huh.
That's a dude that's really upset.
Yes.
And is thinking all about being right back here in this next situation. You know what he said last night? I'm going to drink beer for a couple of days. That's a quote. Not, he got into that stuff.
Sure, right.
There was no blank death stare. There was no, what do we got to do here? Asked about the coaching decisions, said that's above my pay grade. Those aren't the answers you want to hear from Nikola Jokic.
No, those aren't the answers you want to hear. And the player that you want him to be in the offseason is that player that will go to Josh Kroenke. And he's never going to be that, so perhaps I'm asking for something that's not going to happen. I want that player that's out recruiting other talent. I want that player that's out there recruiting, name the player, KD, whoever. I know people, LaMelo Ball, Zion, people are talking about, whoever. Have Nikola go play a little pickup ball with those guys. Have him out there, kind of showing him the attraction of Denver. He's going to be in Serbia on a horse by Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not only the comments after the game, it's not only the lack of the death stare, and that's what that was last year. It was get out the way. This guy is going to make the changes. And then now this it was a discussion. It wasn't a decision with the Malone thing. Now this coaching decision, it's above my pay grade. You're the biggest star this team's ever had. You're a megastar. You're a superstar. Your shoes are great. People love you here. They'll love you forever. You need to be a little bit more selfish.
Mm-hmm.
If I was David Adelman, again, David Adelman did not earn this head coaching job, which I think he already has. Full tinfoil hat. I think David Adelman's already been told he has the job.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that as well because he didn't go out there and earn it. So what you have or what you should have in Joker is the player that you need to build around, and he needs to be more selfish. And Adelman should have told him in the game when he took 9 shots, dude, shoot more. Shoot more. He should have said, hey, how about an elbow to that guy's face? How about you grab his headband, right? Like, how about you do something other than try to complain to the refs, because that doesn't work.
You remember the AG play where they review and it's a flagrant because the NBA is soft as hell and it was SGA that flopped because that's what SGA does. But that elbow that Aaron gave to SGA and then goes to the referee and says, what am I supposed to do? His exact words were, he fouled me 4 effing times and you didn't call a play or a foul. What am I supposed to do? End quote. But that was Aaron Gordon saying, guess what, SGA? You're going to get up in my kitchen like that? Well, then I'm going to elbow you right in the face. Joker should have done that in the second quarter versus Alex Caruso.
Yep.
At the moment of that 8-0 run, and then they switched to Caruso as the primary defender, Joker should have elbowed him and broke his damn nose. Take the flagrant one, pay the $5,000 fine today, and then every other Thunder player, all 9 of the rest of them, that's how deep they are, think about, hey, maybe I don't get up in that Serbian's face or my nose is broken on the other side.
Exactly.
And Alex got to wear one of those stupid masks going into the Western Conference Final.
Do what your brother would do.
Yeah.
Start being physical. Start beating some ass.
Mm-hmm.
And it did go kind of mini viral on Twitter yesterday. I don't know who it was, or else I'd give him credit or whatever. Have we seen in NBA history a center that would get fouled all the time and the fouls weren't called? Have we seen this before? Yeah. His name's Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What would Shaq have done against Caruso?
Backed him the hell down, dunked on him, threw him to the ground, and then did this thing on the way down the floor.
The Omega.
Yeah.
He's doing the Omega,
yeah.
He would have thrown his crotch into Caruso like he did Chris Dudley. Chris Dudley was so upset. It's like, you got punked and Shaq gave you a little hump.
The dude put his junk all up on him. I'd have been pissed, too.
Like in his face?
Yeah.
Okay. You just got posterized. That's a different poster. That's on the hub or something. I don't know what that poster is, but if you are Nikola Jokic, you've got to be more physical. And yes, I know, before the nerds chime in and be like, well, it was a different time. And they go, all right, but we can't act like any of this is new. We can't act like you shouldn't have expected that. We've seen Caruso, and it was a couple of games ago when Caruso was reaching underneath and grabbing his jersey and just had a full grip on the front of his jersey. Refs didn't call it. That should have been a tip-off and a key for like, hey, there's more Caruso coming. It was the right card to play. The Thunder's coach, I can't pronounce his name, I'm sorry, but the right call to play. That was the right card to play in that moment of like, let's show him Caruso, and waited to Game 7 to truly do that.
Is that the first time Adelman was outcoached, or that we saw a coach outcoach the other coach in that series?
I think that's a better way to put it. Is
Yes,
the latter part
yes.
of like,
Right.
It's kind of steady.
It seemed pretty even
Yeah.
the whole series.
Uh-huh.
That one, he finally outcoached Adelman
Yeah.
and gave himself the.
And
That's a great way
Adelman
to
didn't
put it.
have any response for it. You know, he didn't anticipate it, and he didn't have any response.
Or did Jokic let Adelman down right there?
Is he? He's telling him to shoot more, right? Or at least he should be.
I'm
Did he
sure
tell him
he
anything?
is. I'm sure he told him at some point.
Are you sure?
I didn't
Are
see,
you
like,
sure?
A pull up. No, actually, I'm not. I'm not sure.
I don't think David Adelman told him anything.
I want to assume that because it's easy to assume, and everyone in the world would think that that is a part of the conversation. But I think if you're David Adelman and you're still, looking at this as an interim coach, which is exactly what he is, I'm sure you're doing everything in your power to cater to Nikola Jokic, hoping that he goes to bat for you with the ownership group.
Well,
And then you hear after the game that it's above his pay grade, and you're like, well, I guess he's not
I
going
guess
to
he
bat
didn't go
for
to
me.
bat for me. Well, and here's the thing: if my theory is correct, and well, when have they been wrong? If he's already told he has the job, why would he need to coach anything?
Did you see Shap's, our buddy Jake Shapiro's got those awesome videos post-game where he's on the floor?
I love the videos post game.
He started it last night in his last night video of this is exactly where Josh and Stan Kroenke were standing when the clock struck 0. I'm like, well, I wonder what the conversation was there. I wonder if your theory is correct, and I don't have a lot of pushback on you for this, when would they have told David Adelman that? Before Game 7? Before the series?
No, they would have told him after the Clippers series, which again I think is disgusting.
Like as if, hey, you've done it? You've done enough now?
Uh-huh,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Hey, you did it.
Wow.
Beating the Clippers might be the worst thing if Adelman just levels off here. You got out coach, man. I know, don't at me, bro. It was what, 17 games in? What was the number he was at? 17? Don't make me do
17,
math.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 17 games in. But you're giving that guy to Nikola Jokic in his prime. In the years left in his prime, and what is that, 3? Is it 5?
3
Give
to
me a number.
5.
I'm not going to argue in any number. Give me any number, and I'm not going to argue it unless it's like over 5.
No,
But like-
I'd say 4. Four's
Okay,
fair.
4. He's got 4 years left. You're going to give him David Adelman? You got 4 years left with prime Joker to make a run that you will never make again.
No.
These next 4 years are the final 4 years in my lifetime where the Nuggets are going to be able to make a championship run. These next 4 years, you can't waste time. And the fact that my opinion is they already told Adelman he's got the job with the way he's behaving after the game, saying like, now's not the time to make my case. Why would you say that unless you already knew you had the job? Why would you say that unless you already knew that you were safe? And again, why would anyone except Joker and AG, because I love him, and his money doesn't kick in until next year?
Yeah, he's at the end of his current deal,
Right,
and the
right.
extension is at the end of next year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Nugget for life.
He's a Nugget for life. Yeah. So AG's not going anywhere. Joker's not going anywhere. And apparently David Adelman's not either. Jake Shapiro saying on the morning show today, we could see him hired in the next 72 hours. So if you've got a favorite out there, you better send it in.
Well, I kind
Because
of
we may not be able to talk about this very much longer.
I kind of like what Jake said this morning too. Like if they open up a search now, if you're David Adelman, you're begging for an NBA head coaching job, and beggars can't be choosers.
Sure.
Ask my friends at 1 a.m. at the bar. But you know what I mean? If they open up the search, is it weird for anybody? Or does David Adelman then take other interviews to create some sort of leverage? Does he just fall in line? How does that work out if they open up a search?
They need to do everything possible to put the best people around Nikola Jokic. And I'm not saying that David Adelman is a bad person or a bad coach, but is he the best? Is he the best money can buy? Kroenke's got a B next to his name, right? Is billionaire? Billionaire,
Yes, yeah.
correct? Right?
Yeah.
And everyone in the country, in St. Louis hates him. But like, okay, so there's a B next to his name, right? Money's not an issue, right? Right?
I mean,
Now is
shouldn't
not the
be.
time to go cheap. You want to go cheap after Nikola? Great. You go cheap after you get a couple rings. And if they get another ring, I'm not even talking about 2, girl. I could say they should get 3. But let's just say another ring. So Nikola Jokic has 2 rings. Go cheap the rest of your life. You did it. You did it with Joker. You went for it. You got it. And you got it done because you paid the money. Is David Adelman the best money can buy? Yes or no?
No, he's not.
Then why is he going to be the head coach? I pretty much believe he's going to be the guy.
I do too.
I pretty much believe the decision's already been made. And again, that's me with the tinfoil hat. But seriously, like, you have to go for it, and now's not the time to be cheap. Now is the time to make memories.
You know what I was just thinking about as you were explaining that? I was thinking about what the Warriors did after their runs of, 3 championships in 5 or 6 years? What Calvin thought the Nuggets could do.
Sure.
Dude, they got rid of Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson isn't a Warrior. They got Jimmy Butler on their team and still are in a championship window, or believe that they are. I think they probably have a year or 2 left.
Sure.
But that's what the Warriors did after multiple championships. They looked themselves in the mirror and said, this isn't good enough. And man, are fans going to be upset at some of the decisions we might have to make. They got rid of Klay Thompson. Jamal Murray can't carry Klay Thompson's jock strap, Cecil. And they made that tough decision. Michael Porter Jr. and Klay Thompson, they're not even in the same universe when it comes to basketball. And the Warriors made that tough decision. Are the Cronkies too scared to make a tough decision like that because they don't want to rock the boat? They don't want to hurt somebody's feelings? Screw their feelings. You care about the fans that show up 17,000 strong and their feelings? Or you care about an overpaid, entitled athlete in Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.? What we're going to find out.
What do you care about?
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Here in about 72 hours.
Okay, you're a road trip guy?
Oh, hell yeah.
I love road trips. Love.
I'm trying to talk my lady into driving to Florida for our family reunion.
Yeah.
And she wants to fly. But we have the time, and it'll save money.
Yeah.
Kind of. But it'll be fun.
Depending on what you take.
Yeah. Well, not the truck.
Okay,
We'll
I was going to say, you take the
Subi.
truck here.
We'll take the Ruby Subi, but it would still be fun. I'm a road trip guy for sure.
I love road trips. Now, when the other person
Aren't
is
you glad
driving,
we didn't go to OKC like we talked about.
we'd be driving back all mad, all worked up and pissed off. When the other person drives, can you sleep?
No, you shouldn't. Not if it's a 2-person operation.
Okay. The last big road trip I did was to Oregon with my daughter, Katerina. And she's like, I'm totally going to drive. I drove the entire way because she drove for like an hour. And even though I was exhausted, I could not.
Oh, because you were nervous?
I was so nervous. Yeah. Josh doesn't want to drive. That's clear. He's the guy that had a press conference to say, hey, guys, now I'll pay attention. Now I'll spend more time. He had a press conference that said that. We should never let that go. He had a press conference to say, now I'll pay attention. Okay, so if you're a road trip guy that doesn't want to drive and you kind of want to sleep or just, I'll be the DJ, right?
Yeah,
Hands up,
exactly.
I'll be the I'll hand out the snacks. What do you need? I got them sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
I got them for you. I got a cup for you to spit in. Like, if Kroenke wants to be that good, you know what you do? You spend the money so your driver's good. You spend the money so the coach is good. You spend the money so the GM is good. Back to the Tim Conley thing. You spend the money for Tim Conley, your hands are off the wheel. You're kicking your feet back. You're in the back seat, covered up. You got a nap. You're in that sun. There's nothing better than a sun nap.
Oh, dude.
Right? Get that sweat going, like sweat it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's what Kroenke would be right now if he had spent the money. So are you going to continue to tell me this team's going to be cheap in a 4-year stretch where they have the best player on the planet still in his prime? That's the time to be cheap. That's math. Life is math. People don't understand it enough. Life's math. Better choices, better results. And you know what the better choice is for the Denver Nuggets? Do an exhaustive search for a GM that gets to hire his coach. You're going to do this all over again when you hired Tim Conley as your GM after you had hired Brian Shaw.
Oh,
and I'm not saying that David Adelman's Brian Shaw, not anywhere close, okay? But that's what happened. You let the GM pick his coach, and you get the best GM possible. And in fact, you say, what do you think of Jamal? And when he when he says his opinion that may not be great, then you say, that's the guy. I know we've got the guy because he told me the truth. Josh doesn't need anyone to lie to him anymore.
No.
It's good. It's good. I'm going to go to Europe. You got the PJ for me? I'm going to go to Europe. There's this guy, Dario Saric. He's going to play a lot. What's the number of minutes that Dario Saric played this year?
Oh, like total? I'd love to know that number. I don't know.
It's got to be like...
It was 0 in the playoffs.
But this whole year, how many minutes did Dario Saric play?
It's under.
Seriously, it's under 200, right?
It might be under 100. Right?
100 would be. There's 82 games. So there were some nights. Oh, dude, it might be under 100.
Because he didn't play in a lot
He
of
didn't
games.
play in a lot of games. Coach's decision. So, yeah, I bet it's under 100. So you went to Europe. You took the PJ. You spent all this time and
Oh, it's 210.
210.
Yeah.
Damn it.
According
Okay.
to StatMuse.
Okay. Well, I was I guess a little closer when I said 200,
yeah,
but
you were.
210. Yeah, you spent all that for a guy that played 210 minutes and exactly 0 minutes in the postseason.
Minus 49 overall in that 210 minutes.
And how much money did he make?
$5 million.
Hey, Calvin.
And he's got a $5 million guarantee for next year if he picks up the player option.
And why wouldn't he?
He's not going to make that anywhere else.
Exactly. Yeah. So, Calvin, you put him in the spot, but I'm going above that. It's above his pay grade. This was Josh Kroenke falling asleep at the wheel.
Yes, it was.
Pay attention, dude, and pay more money so that this team, you want to kick back, you want to go work on your soccer team or whatever you want. You want to spend all the time doing whatever you want to do. You're Josh Kroenke. You can do whatever. Go golf with Stoke again.
Yeah.
But you know what? You pay the right guys so you can take your hands off the wheel.
It is frustrating, man. It is frustrating. Text line, how you feeling about it? 303-713-1043. Seen a few of your texts.